I see some of you are wearing her ears. Who are we drawing this class? Minnie Mouse! Yes, indeed. We are going to be drawing Minnie Mouse, and she is so much fun to draw. I love this lady. She is super classy, probably one of the richest mice in the world, her and her boyfriend Mickey. You know, it's a good time to be a mouse. All right, so we can go ahead and start off our drawing here. So, we're going to go ahead and get ourselves set up. Right now, we're going to start off with a circle right about in the center of our paper. And that's going to be about the size of an orange or so. Lots of giggling already. Are we getting some funny looking circles? That's okay. Don't worry. As you probably noticed by now, your pencil doesn't have an eraser, right? No. So we're going to keep our lines super light and loose. Then we're going to come back in and we'll darken up the lines that we want to keep, okay? So, once you've got a sort of circle on your paper, sort of, doesn't have to be perfect, as long as it's not like a full-on triangle, you're okay. I mean, if you want to draw a triangle, Minnie, I would be interested to see that. Alright, we can go ahead and start adding in some construction lines, and these are going to help us put Minnie's features in the right spot on her face. So go ahead and give yourself a vertical construction line going straight down the middle of that circle. Sort of. You can see mine. A lot of these drawing instructions are merely suggestions, and a lot of things with sort of. Alright, now we can go ahead and take a horizontal line right across the center of that circle. This is our horizontal construction line. Now we're going to use both of these lines in order to build up our Minnie Mouse. Alright, so next we can go ahead and take a circle that's going to be kind of more of an oval this time, right underneath that horizontal construction line. It's going to be kind of the shape of a grape or so. Alright, with that grape shape in place, we can go ahead and start building up some of the features around it, because this is going to be her nose. Now you probably noticed something about Minnie Mouse. When you look at Minnie Mouse from the side, her nose kind of sticks out a ways. It actually sits on top of the snout. So in order to make that happen in our two-dimensional drawing from the front here, we got to add a snout line, so it looks like her nose is sitting on top of the snout. So we can go ahead and give ourselves a curved line right on top of that horizontal construction line, right above that grape nose we drew in. Alright, if you'd like to, you can go ahead and shade in that nose. I like to draw in a little highlight there. That's just extra credit. But if you want to shade in her nose, go ahead and use the side of your pencil. If you use the side of your pencil, it's going to keep your pencil from getting too dull too quickly. Because we still got a lot of drawing to do. I don't know about you guys, but this does not look like Minnie yet, does it? No. It's okay. We'll still get there. Next, we can go ahead and start building up her smile. So if you want to take a curved line, it's going to be about halfway up her nose. On either side, and a big curved line that's going to go all the way through her face. She's a pretty happy lady, you know, she gets to live in Toontown. Boyfriend Mickey, she's living a pretty good life, I'd say. She's also turning 88 this year, looking good. I know, right? It looks fantastic. Alright, now we can go ahead and start building up some other features on her smile there. So let's do an experiment really quick. Smile really big at the person next to you. You see how you get these big smile lines right up in the corners of your mouth? Minnie Mouse gets those too, so we're going to go ahead and add those in. Now we can go ahead and add a rainbow right on top of that smile line right there. And make sure whatever you do on one side, you want to do on the other. Minnie and Mickey are very symmetrical characters. If you folded them in half, they would line up perfectly. Okay, now we want to give Minnie a big open mouth smile. So in order to open up her mouth here, give her a big open mouth laughing smile. You can pull down 2 lines on either side of her nose there. And just pull those down. You can even pull that all the way down past the bottom of your circle. And when you get to the bottom, go ahead and connect them together. Just with a U shape. super happy. Now inside of her mouth, we actually don't see her teeth very often, but we do see her tongue. So we can go ahead and add in 2 gills. One there, and one on the other side. Sometimes you'll see her and Mickey's teeth when they're eating or when they're talking, but usually not too often, and they never really smile that really big toothy grin unless they've, done something that they're guilty about, and they're kind of like, Alright, so now what we want to do is show that her bottom lip is actually poking out as well, so we can go ahead and pull a curved line run underneath that mouth. Then we really want to emphasize that she's smiling with the lower half of her face here. So we want to push up her cheeks and connect that down to that bottom lip. So we can go ahead and take a curved line right above those cheeks, right above that smile line, kind of mimicking the smile line on top of the horizontal construction line we put in there. And we can go ahead and bring this all the way around and down back into that bottom lip. And do the same on the other side, kind of following the outline of our circle. And if you want to, you can shade in the back of our mouth, but that's completely optional. Again, every step that I'm saying is completely optional. If you just decide to draw a unicorn instead, I'm still going to be pretty impressed. So no stress here. We're here to have fun. Speaking of which, how's everyone doing so far? Good? Okay, there's a lot of groaning. Are we having fun though? Yes! Okay, that's good. These are looking fantastic down here in the front row. Super impressed. Alright, are we all doing okay so far? Yeah? Okay, well I think we can move on to our eyes then. We're going to start building up some more of Minnie's features. Don't worry, that was the hardest part. It just gets easier from here. So, we can go ahead and build up Minnie's eyes, which are going to be 2 tall ovals that are kind of going to look like surfboards sitting in the sand. That's the best analogy I have for them. So go ahead and pull up 2 ovals. Just get the best shape you can. It's okay if these start to look pretty messy, you can just shade them completely in there, and then you've just got classic Minnie. See, there's a lot of fixes for these things. Alright, now like that, she looks a little bit scary, honestly. So it's okay if yours is looking scary. So we can go ahead and start adding some more details to her eyes here. Now Minnie, much like me, likes to throw on a little bit of makeup. So we can go ahead and add 3 eyelashes right on top of her eyes. 1, 2, and 3. And do the same on the other eye. Typically the middle one's longer, but heck, if you want to put in more eyelashes, go ahead. Now with those eyelashes on, I think it's ready. She's ready to wake up now. We can go ahead and add in her pupils, which are 2 ovals right at the base of her eyes there. But heck, if you want to add in hearts or stars or dollar signs, maybe she's been on a shopping spree with Daisy. That sounds like a lot of fun. Now you can go ahead and shade these in. You want the pupils of the eyes to be the darkest part of your drawing, because this is where all the emotion of the character is. So make sure that there's a lot of emotion in those eyes. Alright, so how about some trivia about Minnie while you're filling those in? Does anybody know what year was Minnie Mouse's first cartoon? Not quite. A little newer than that. Steamboat Willie. Not 94. Any other guesses? It was in the 20s. Close. 28. I know, I'm sorry. Steamboat Willie came out in 1928. However, there was another cartoon that was made first. Does anyone know that cartoon? Well, Oswald, yes, but Mickey and Minnie actually started a cartoon.
Plain Crazy.
Plain Crazy, yes indeed. They were in Plain Crazy, in which I believe Mickey Mouse built an airplane to take Minnie on a date, which explains why they're still together 88 years later. That's going the distance right there. Alright, now, we can go ahead and start building up the rest of Minnie Mouse's face. We can go ahead and take a V shape right in between her eyes, right at the top of that circle. Now we can go ahead and bring this all the way around, following the outside of that circle and connecting it back down into the cheeks. This is going to give her that character mask, which is that M shape or heart shape that really surrounds her eyes. Go ahead and go all the way around once you got that connected. Alright, so she's looking pretty good, but she's kind of looking like Minnie the Mole. So what's she missing? What's going to make her look more like Minnie Mouse? Her ears, right? So for Minnie's ears, they're going to go about halfway in between these two construction lines that we have. And they're going to be about half the size of her head. Usually I just like to go ahead and feel it out, sketch them super light, and then I'll just darken them back in once I've got a shape I like. But make sure you don't darken these quite yet because her bow does sit in front of her ears. And who would Minnie Mouse be without her bow? Oh, that's, well, yes. She actually did wear that flower pot hat in Steamboat Willie, which I think is super cute. But I do love her bow. So once you've got an approximate size for those ears, you won't darken them in quite yet. Let's add in that bow. So the bow, I like to simplify it a lot before we bring in the details. First, I like to start with the knot of the bow, which is just kind of like her nose shape, only sitting on its side. Yet another grape shape we've got here for the knot. And now her bow has two big triangle-y sections right off to the side, so I literally just build those out like triangles. Kind of like a butterfly sitting on top of her head. Now for Mickey and Minnie, we don't really see a lot of sharp edges on these guys. They're very round and very soft and cute, and this adds to their visual appeal. Makes them really adorable to the audience, makes them look like good guys. We say we're more sharp angles and more straight lines and pointed shapes for our villainous characters. Think like Maleficent. A lot of points, very scary. Maleficent fan out there, awesome. Alright, so we want to round off these points in her bow. So I'm just going to go around and round off these corners using a series of just hooked J shapes. Going around, round off the bottom as well. Kind of connect them together here. You can customize this as well. Your bow doesn't have to look exactly like mine. Now once you've got those edges rounded off, we can go ahead and add some tension lines. And this shows that her bow is actually made of ribbon and not just sitting like a big plush thing on top of her head. So we can go ahead and give ourselves just a little like fish hook shape, upside down J or so, right on the top of that bow. Then two more tension lines right on either side of the knot of her bow. I just like to add two little hills. Just like that. Now I know you've probably all been sitting there anxiously waiting to darken in those ears. Now is the time. Go ahead and pick your favorite circle line from those ears and darken that in. Anything that's not hiding behind her bow. And you can go back into the rest of your drawing, and if there's anything that's really hiding in the background right now, fading back, maybe some parts have gotten smudged, go ahead and darken those back in so that Minnie's really standing out nice on your page. If you want to, you can add a pattern on her bow. I'm personally a fan of polka dots, just like Minnie is herself, so I'm going to add some polka dots on this bow. But it's up to you. You can really customize it at this point. While you're doing that, does anyone know what Minnie is short for? Minerva. Minerva, indeed, yes. Minnie's full first name is Minerva, which is super cute. But it was a little bit too formal for Minnie Mouse, so they decided to call her Minnie instead of Minerva. Just like Mickey was almost Mortimer, but that was a little too stuffy for Mickey. No offense to anyone named Mortimer. Alright, but the most important part of your drawing is going to be your artist's signature. So sign your name, nice and proud, on the paper. So you've just drawn your very own portrait of Miss Minerva Mouse. How did everyone do?
Pretty good.
Hey, how did everyone do? Good. Yeah, these are looking fantastic. We got one amazing in the front row. That's awesome. Yeah, I would really love to see all of these. So here at the Animation Academy, we have a little tradition. On the count of 3, I want everyone to hold up their boards nice and high, and let's take a look around us. We each drew a little bit differently, and that's really what makes art fun. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Minnie Mouse! These are looking great. Look at this. That's fantastic. I love it. Great job down here. Nicely done on the ears. Great job on the bow. Super cute. Nicely done. Nice start flying. Well done. Great smiles up here. Fantastic. I love it. Great job. Wow, you did lots of shading. I like the thumbs up. Great. Well done over here. Fantastic job up there. You did great. I like the tulip on the side. Well done on your bow up there. Well done. These are so fantastic. I am super impressed. What do you think? Looking pretty good. All right, let's go ahead and give ourselves a round of applause because you all just passed the class. Well done. All right, folks. Well, those drawings are yours to keep. As for me, I'm going to go ahead and add my drawing to the little Minnie Mouse fan right down here. You did a fantastic job. You're welcome. All right, folks. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We'll have another class in just a few minutes. If we don't see you, then I hope you enjoy the rest of your night. Class is dismissed. Thank you.
Yes,
All right, have a round of applause for your artist, Sarah.